This is Afterburn, so we're starting off this week's podcast. Today's Thursday, July 23rd. It's 9 p.m. How is everybody doing? What's up, Kristen? What's up, John?
Hello.
Hey,
So today we have a special guest. We have John from MakerFlo. So, John, if you want, I'll let you do a quick intro, and then we'll get into it.
yeah, thanks for having me here. Thanks for inviting me. This is super cool. I'm especially glad that there's a podcast at night because, man, doing podcasts like in the afternoon is just and it's atrocious. So this is like more like chill back. It should be like sort of afterburn. It should be like chill, relax podcast because this is my time. But um, I love this timing. I'm really glad that yeah. Thanks for having me and I love coming on Maker Podcast. I think it's so fantastic that a group of makers can get together, whether they're in the same industry like suppliers or makers, and really talk about the industry and give tips and stuff like that. So if you're not familiar with MakerFlo, I'm one of the founders of MakerFlo, and we're essentially we started as a supply company, and we do education, we provide resources, and Mark and I have had a lot of wins and a lot of losses that we turned into wins over our course of time in this industry. So we do the best we can to educate and put our story out there so we can, help others grow and be profitable. But not only that, but be successful by their own measurement of what success means to them. So for a lot of people, that's not profit or making a lot of money, but we want you to get to the goals that you want to get to. So yeah, it's kind of what MakerFlow is about. It's changed over the last 5 years from I want to sell the most blanks to I want to help the most people grow. So that's kind of what we're all about.
Awesome. Yeah, and we will get into that a little bit more because I think it's important, especially a couple of things you mentioned. But yeah, for those of us joining, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat because we will look through them. So if you're on the live stream on YouTube, mine or Kristen's, just feel free to drop a message and it should pop over. So let's do what we usually do and see kind of, what's everybody doing this week? I guess we can do a quick rundown. Kristen, you want to go first?
I guess I will go first. So, I have been doing things completely out of my comfort zone. I started doing demos for the X-Tool Omni O1 printer. And, it's funny, my first one was on Sunday. And TMI, I probably peed 15 times before I had to meet with these people because I was so nervous. And then I've realized how much I love it. I feel a little bit like if I had to make a movie reference, and I hope you know this, Eric. Have you ever seen the movie Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn? Come on. You have
No.
to watch this movie, okay? Because he gets so jazzed in it when he has to play Joseph and with baby Jesus. And I can't, I love it so much. I've done 8 or 10 demos, maybe more than that now. But I'm like, oh, let's do this. Let's talk about this printer. And I didn't realize how much it was going to wake me up and get me excited to do these sorts of things. So that's what I've got going on this week. I haven't gotten anything else done, but hey, I've talked to people about printers and I've had a blast.
I'm sure it's been crazy. The demand was
It has.
huge. Like, how many demos did you do? If you
I
had to guess,
well, I'm doing at least 3 to 5 a day since
that's
Sunday.
crazy.
Wow.
So, and they're back to back. I can't put any buffers in between with the way that the system signs things up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's been great to meet you. Let's talk soon. Bye. Boom. And I'm back onto the next one again. So, and then I'm trying to do my business stuff all in the middle of that. So, well, before and after that mostly. So, and there's some that I've even want to do in person. So I have a few in person coming next week to see it. So, yeah, it's wild, but it's fun. Seeing people get excited makes me excited, and knowing what I can show them, it's been great. I can't complain.
So
What
I
have you
have
done?
I have one question for you. So you
Yeah,
have the Omni. Have you done a full wrap yet?
not yet.
What?
I know.
Oh, that's
Not
so
yet.
disappointing. I had
I
so many
know.
questions.
Oh,
That's so
I actually
disappointing.
have on a 20 ounce, but it was my very first one, and I have a prototype machine, and I had not made the appropriate adjustments. I'm a tester, so I was still trying to figure it out. This was several months ago, and I could have picked a different wrap if I'm being honest. Did it turn out okay? Yeah. Is it cute? Yeah. Could I have done better? And will I do better? Yes, I will. So it's on my list of things to do either this weekend or next week.
So it was a 20-ounce skinny.
Yeah.
So how long did it take? No matter how it turned out, like end up like going the full circle and kind of
Yep.
give us like an estimate on time and how long the full wrap took?
That one was about 40 minutes, but that was before we got some firmware updates that boosted the speed. So we've been getting slow drips of like enhancements over the period of testing. So that one was 40 minutes. I feel like I could probably get it down to 30 to 35, maybe quicker. I don't know. That's kind of a guess. Oh, look, here's my cup. Look at that. See, Greg's watching upstairs. So I did do this one. It's one of my old sublimation designs. So it's it's so me, and that's what you should do in life. Is you should do epic stuff. So yeah, but that's why I said you can't really see because it's such a light color. But it actually does have like a paper texture kind of, and it was the full wrap with the gloss and everything. So
Super
I was
cool.
proud of it. Yeah,
That's exciting.
I'm excited to get mine.
it's so good.
I have two. I ordered two of them. The DT and one of the dual UVs. And I think, just because I might not ever even use the DT version, but like I bought it because the UV printer I have now is hard and the DTF printer is a little confusing for like my employee. So they'll be able to do that a lot easier, do stuff on the spot for people coming in the store, and it's just going to be easier for them to knock stuff out.
Oh.
Are we going to use it to print like our production patches that we do for like Make a Roundup? No, probably not. But are we going to use it for if someone brings in like a phone case and is like, hey, I want my boyfriend's picture on this? Then yeah, totally.
Okay.
We're gonna
sure.
do it. Way easier.
Yeah,
So
you're ramping up. Like we're not going to see Eric like for 3 months during Q4. I know it. He has mall business Q4. If you're going to be offering all this stuff, oh man, it's going to be nuts.
It was nuts last year. I can't imagine what it's like when we're gonna have like. We had the UV printer last year, but we didn't advertise it for like walk-in stuff because it's so much work on the commercial ones to like template everything out and plan how it's gonna go, and then print the little jigs. You got to print your circle or your square, whatever you're putting it in, and it's just so much work. So
you won't do that. You won't do that with the Omni.
I know. I'm excited.
With the scan, so you can cut all that time down and invest that same amount of time into the print. So is it slower? Not really, because the prep time is so minimal. See, you're getting me jazzed up again about it.
Yeah, and it's not 6 programs. It's one thing. I don't have to go into Illustrator and then go rip it and then go into Photoshop and get my layers. And then I don't have to do 7 steps. I go into Xtool and I hit print. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Absolutely. So what have you guys been working on?
You want to go, John?
I can't really talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, we're working on something that we should probably have everyone sign an NDA. But yeah, we're working on a few things. But one of the things we're going to be launching is at Next Level. And so we have a general session presentation, and we're going to be launching something for everyone at the general session. And we actually spoke with Eric like literally an hour and a half ago, and I think I'm looking forward to kind of working with Eric on some of the things, and he's going to be a part of it. So it'll be kind of cool. And Kristen, you're going to be the next person I hit up, so be ready to hear from me.
I will, because I'm coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, but there's some exciting stuff coming, especially at Next Level. If you're going to be there, if you're not, post Next Level. I'm sure the things that we're launching, we're going to incessantly be out there with it. So you will probably hear about it. So super excited about that. But apart from that, make sure you come to the MakerFlo booth at Next Level, because the entire, we just calculated it, 30% of our booth space is new products. We actually ran out of table space for new products. And out of those products, I think 3 or 4 of them, I can't remember, I think it's 3 are patent pending. So there's a lot of new stuff coming out, and I'm so excited about Next Level, because it's like the MakerFlo booth is going to be popping. So make sure you come by, because there's a lot of stuff that people would not have seen in the industry, and that's what we're excited about. So aside from that, there's a lot of other stuff going on, and for some reason, Marc keeps posting how many days are left, and it is like the most frustrating thing to see that every day. I literally want to message him and be like, dude, stop. Like, I don't need to be reminded every day that there's one less day, because I don't need to. If we're in the 30s, like I feel like we're so screwed. So anyways, that's a battle. I don't want to go on Facebook and scroll because I know there's a Marc post that there's 32 days left, and it's like, stop.
So you have to
Yeah.
schedule a post and beat him to the countdown, because I talked to him yesterday and he is so like, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, it's sneaking up quickly." So you just have to beat him to the countdown. That'd be fun.
I don't no, I don't want to beat anybody. I don't want to see the countdown. Yeah, I don't. What are you even talking? I don't want the countdown. Stop with the countdown.
Nobody needs a
Oh man.
countdown. Listen, I don't even have okay, I signed up late. Like I just signed up what like 3 weeks ago. So I was a late coming vendor and then apparently I was supposed to submit like an eighth of a page ad and then
Yeah.
Mark reminded me last week like, "Hey, we need this like by the 15th." He told me after the 15th he's like, "I'll give you to the 24th." That's tomorrow. I don't have that together yet. I just, I feel like I'm 4 days behind. So I have to do that tonight.
You'll
And
get it
then
Oh
done.
man.
it's just been crazy.
Yeah.
So
But I think like talking about what's up, like literally like next level is what's up, and for us for MakerFlo, like a big learning lesson for us that I would love to kind of talk about is getting yourself ready. You need to start planning for Q4. Um, Kristen, Eric, and anyone watching, if you're in the maker business, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm telling you from being in this industry for over 10 years, doesn't matter how small or big you are, but you need to start planning now. I can't tell you how many times like it's like July, August, and we're like, oh, it's down the road, and then you'll have another Marc posting countdowns that it's only 90 days away, and you're like, oh my god. So if you're out there and if you're in this industry and business and you're hoping to dominate Q4, Eric, for your store, I hope you have inventory coming because like you got to order right now, Q4 ordering, and start thinking
yeah.
about Q4, making sure you know what deals you're running, you making sure you start planning for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. Like now is the time you should start planning all that out. Yeah, so
It's
it's a little,
exhausting. Yeah.
it's a little learning thing, and we're gonna start doing the planning. We just placed all our orders through Q4 for the first time in our history. It's all
Wow.
placed. Yeah, it's crazy. You have to, because we have fallen victim to everything from like shipment delays, container prices increasing, the last 2 years tariffs,
Right.
raw material increases, or geopolitical issues that basically will hinder us from making certain products because they come from other countries. I mean, it's
Right.
nuts what you have to deal with. So it's the first time we've been so far ahead, and we feel very relaxed about Q4 because we're just ahead of the curve overall. But even if you're engraving, like make sure you're thinking about Q4 now. So yeah, just a little heads up.
I'm glad you feel relaxed because Q4 stresses me out. But that's actually what we're talking about next week. That was supposed to be this week's episode. So, quick follow up. I know last week we said this week was going to be Catherine Ewers, but she had a conflict. So, we got John on here. And then next week, when we have Catherine on, because she is coming back next week,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about Christmas in July in August. But we're
Perfect.
still talking
It's
about Christmas in
close.
July, but it's close enough. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. So, that's our whole next topic. And yeah, I'm behind. I already know it. So
Yeah.
And if
this,
if if you're going to be talking about Christmas in July with Catherine, if you're watching this or if you watch the replay, yeah, make sure you show up for that because she's probably going to throw so many like tidbits, and she has so much knowledge about Q4. We have a group with I have a Marc and I and Catherine have a group together, and remember last Q4 like it was just on a daily going back and forth on okay, this is what's going on, that's what's going on. So she's a wealth of information, wealth of inspiration.
Mhm.
And so that should be a fantastic live. And Eric, you're going to be there next week, or you're not going to be there?
I will be there. So I'm going on a cruise, and that's kind of what's been going on for me this week. So real quick, I'll answer this question from the chat, and then I'll get into that. So somebody asked what time this stream will be on the 26th, and because I announced that late at night when I was not thinking that I would be on a cruise ship at the time, I'm actually not going to go live on the 26th. So I'm going to announce that I'm not going to go live on Saturday when I don't know where I'll be and how the internet will be to do a drawing winner. I'm going to do it on the Afterburn show since I'll already be online next week. So next Thursday, that's when I'll give away the ticket to next level that I have to give away, and we'll do a raffle drawing. So if you've commented on that post you're in, you don't have to do anything else. There's no form or anything. Um, but yeah, the reason why is because this week for me was just trying to catch up on a backlog. We started the week with 600 patches in the queue, and then more kept coming in. So we've done like 700 patches this week. We've done, I think, like 20 tumblers. So my week has been literally just grinding away, trying to get that whittled down so I can go on vacation and not sweat about it the whole time. But we are caught up as of, well, we have one order that popped in since I left the store, but there's a banner going up on the store right after this is done that will tell you if you order after tonight, it will not ship until, I guess, like 10 days from now. So
Oh,
there's
long
that.
cruise.
Good for you.
Yeah, 7 days. So it'll be fun.
Nice.
Wow. Where to?
And you'll work.
Mexico. This one has 2 ports in Mexico, so it should be fun.
Oh, wait. So you're leaving from LA or from Texas?
From Florida. I'm on the East Coast. Yeah. So.
Wait, what? Wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're gonna come down the Gulf. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, Mexico's both sides.
Yeah. Sorry, I know. I because cruises. I'm in Phoenix, so we always leave from Mexico from LA, and I'm like, duh, it's on both sides. So anyway, okay.
He's going where the hurricane is.
Listen, I've been working since like 5 a.m. and then China wakes up, and yeah, I've had no sleep. So I'm like, oh yeah, it goes on both sides. So, anyways.
It's honestly like, I do the same thing. I'll be sitting there, I'll be like, man, I'm so tired, I'm ready to go to bed. I get home, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, I could stay up working or I could go to bed. And about that time, like, China wakes up and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
You know it.
So
You're up.
it's funny.
You know it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So let's jump into our main event. Okay, this one's probably could be like hours long, but we're going to boil it down and try not to spend hours on it. So we're going to talk about community over competition. So, but we're going to talk about both sides. I'd like to get y'all's opinion. I'll mention a couple things too, and we'll just go around because I think that there's a lot of people that think community only beats competition when it's easy and that it's not like a real thing. It's just something people say, like it's what the winners say. And there's some people that live by it. And I think those are the people that go far. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't know what everybody else thinks. But really, I know that I wanted to broach this topic with John specifically because you guys have built like a huge community. And I know that there's 2 sides to it, right? Like, yes, it's an awesome community, but there are skeptical people. I'm not one of them, but there are. So I feel like we should ask, like, how do you stay committed to building a community that moves things forward? What do you think about community over competition? Like your group, yes, it's community, but you're also selling things, and that's most people's community. So how do you keep that community moving forward without making it a pure product, like a pure funnel? Like, sure, it is a funnel, but how do you keep that value being added?
Yeah, I think the first thing. I mean, we've been on for quite some time now. You know, like over 10 years, sort of out of college. So there's been a lot of learnings because I basically like flunked college. I barely got into college first of all. Then I didn't do well in college, and I'm one of those like street kids that, but not really a street kid, but like I'm like one of those that didn't really like do well in the college scene. And so the reason I'm saying that is because I kind of paved my own path into all this, and the learnings have been through a lot of heartache and like business losses and blackmailing and being held at gunpoint. And my experience comes from real life experience, right? So with community, what I've realized is that instead of having internally, you have to have your North Star straight, right? Like internally, I keep it very simple. And the simple message is that if you have the right intentions for your customer base and who you're servicing and serving, then whatever someone has to throw at you, to say about you, the customer will know that I have the right intention, right? Like it'll come through in what we do. And so this is why like there's MakerFlo Pro. So if you go on the MakerFlo website, there's all these resources. So if someone says that, yeah, MakerFlo is only out here to make a whole bunch of money, well, you can go and see what we're doing, right? Like we're intentionally giving all these resources away, all of these scripts away. You have I don't know if you guys know this, but we have a seasonal calendar for the whole year where you guys can go and see what are all the holidays, what are all the seasons, how do you tackle that, how do you make money from that. And so if you're on our email list, which it baffles me when a lot of people say that, you're sending too many emails. But honestly, if you read our emails, each email is literally approved by Mark and I. And so we make sure that there's so much good content in those emails. Now, yes, one or two emails might be promo, but out of the seven we have, like only one or two are promo. The rest are literally giving information away. And so I think as a whole, the community, I hope, sees that, it's more about product, and it's more than that. And it's that we're there to help them and assist them to grow as a business and be successful in the way that they want to be. And like I said earlier, it might not be like be profitable, but it could be in whatever that means. Maybe take an extra cruise, and that doesn't mean you have to make $5 billion. It just might mean that, hey, I just need to increase my revenue by 30%. Well, if that's your goal, MakerFlo at MakerFlo Pro right now has the answer for how you do that, right? And so through our experiences, we just make sure that the community sees that we're doing right by them. And the last thing I'll say is that we have a core foundation that we work at MakerFlo, and it's actually a nonprofit that we started as well, and it's called Be Good, Do Good, Spread Good, and that's at our core. So what that stands for, Be Good, basically means that be good to yourself, like be good unto yourself and unto others. Do good to yourself and do good to others. And when that happens, you will naturally spread goodness. And that's basically what we've built, our community and the business out of. And so everything we do is to service that. So I guess that wasn't short, but it is kind of short. So I don't know, but that's it.
I'll say, like, if you haven't checked out their everything that they offer in the MakerFlo Pro section, it is so helpful. I mean, there's stuff from sell sheets to like individual settings to pretty much everything that you need to get started. So I thought it was super cool when I was first starting. And I also do read your emails, believe it or not. I don't read a lot of emails anymore. Like, I have like probably 10,000 unread right now. But we were actually messaging on Facebook yesterday, and I saw in my email box, John from MakerFlo. I'm like, I knew this guy. Email me every night, same thing.
I always know what time it is because I get a MakerFlo email. I know exactly what time it is. It's like clockwork every day, and because I'm on evidently two mailing lists, I get one and then I get another one from two different emails. And I will say, if people don't read your emails, they're missing out because it's like talking to you guys. It's very naturally written. It has a lot of substance, and you can feel like you talking to people, even if they've never spoken to you directly before. You can hear you in those emails. And I hope that people appreciate kind of the direction that it comes from because they're always helpful. There's always, you know, products, there's, important reminders how to be successful. It's just kind of like one big feel good message. And it mine comes at like, what is it, 9 or 10 o'clock at night? I said I knew exactly what time it came in, but I want to say it's like 10. Do you schedule it for it? It comes at a certain time.
Yeah.
But it always is like, it's almost one of those things where I wish I'd just read it in the mornings because it kind of gives you a nice energy boost. So I really enjoy them.
Good. Yeah, and like I think that's one of the. It's kind of funny. I realized over time that I actually now sign up for like every email list I can, especially for companies I love, because that's actually it's a bit of a hack, but a lot of companies nowadays are teaching and giving away information on the house. So if you just sign up on their email list, like I've learned about so much influencer marketing, following like a couple of companies, or I've learned about so much SEO about following a specific influencer that emails every day about SEO, AEO, GEO, what tools to use, what's changing, how's Google changed their algorithm, how's Meta changed that. Like I'm on so many email lists. My first thing when I come in the morning is go through all my spam email lists and go through all those people and like read up and be like, oh, okay, good. Now like I'm in the know. It takes 15 minutes, a little skim through, but it's actually one of the smartest things to do is sign up for email lists of companies you appreciate. Because honestly, like a lot of them are giving the information away, just like MakerFlo. Like there's so much resourceful stuff we give away. So, so yeah, from every direction, even if you sign up for our DMs, wherever you sign up, we're trying to give you guys, as many resources and as many things to help you grow and build the community up. And every aspect and everything we do is about how we can grow the maker community. So we hope that that's the defense to keep as much drama out. We hope that competitors see that with these efforts we're also helping them grow, because now makers have a place to go where they can get these resources, and if they're successful for example, with their settings, and they figure out their wood settings at MakerFlo, they'll go and buy something wood from, you know, a competitor. And so I really don't think like, we never have a conversation about how do we put this competitor under. Our conversations are how do we build a maker up, because I feel like the more makers we build up, the entire industry and community grows. So I mean, it's just that simple.
Look at how sweet that is.
I know, such a sweet comment.
It is.
Well, thank you.
So, and I think you leaned right into kind of what I wanted to talk about next, which was competition. So this one is a big one, and I feel like we could talk forever on it. But personally, I feel like there are kind of two groups of people in the makerspace. Like I see additive people who think like you do, and it's how can we make everyone grows when more people know about what everyone does. When another business succeeds, you're not taking from yourself. Like I can root on Kristen, even though she engraves tumblers and I engrave tumblers,
Mhm.
and her succeeding and landing a huge corporate order that maybe I also would have loved to land is not going to hurt me,
Right.
No.
right? Because people are there, and I think that I don't know. I think the people that understand that go a lot further, and then you also have like subtractive people who think that every time you do something that's good for you, you're taking from someone else's plate. And I've actually received that comment a couple times, and it's so weird
It
to
is
me.
weird.
Like there's like there's so many things we could go into. Man, there's things like that. There's things like gatekeeping. There's things like pylons and like group threads.
Mhm.
It's just I feel like it's becoming a little bit worse, kind of in the makerspace, and you're starting to see really who people are. Like you can tell who people are now, and it's really shocking. I don't know. There's a lot. I know I threw a lot out there, but basically there's a lot going on, and I think that it's important people think about it because like one thing happened to me last year, and my wife was in the hospital in December, in the middle of Christmas rush. It was like what, December 12th, 15th? I don't know. I'm sure she knows the dates. It was in the middle of December. We were slammed, like retail store slammed, 30 orders back, 4-day wait. Um, and now I'm out of the store. So how do we catch up? Right. And then I posted like all I posted was a nice little note on my Facebook, like, hey, um, tickets might be a little slower than normal. We'll get back to everyone as soon as we can. Family emergency, apologize for any delays. Contact us if you have a question, send a DM. I got so many DMs from other makers like,
To
hey,
help out.
if you have if you have a order that we can send out, let me know. Like if I have the blank, I will ship it for you. So that's crazy to me. Like, you don't even have to pay me. I'll just pay me for the blank. I'll ship the order. Who's your customer? Like, let me know how I can help. Like, 4 people reached out that did tumblers. And if I was one of the people that was like, no, I'm not going to help anyone because, or I'm gatekeeping stuff, or I don't want to be friendly, or everyone's copying me because they sell similar purchase designs or whatever, like that wouldn't have happened. So that's why I think there's a difference. But I know I threw a ton out, Kristen. I'll let you go for a minute because I feel like I've talked too long.
I mean, I don't understand why. I agree with you. I think it's really weird the energy where it seems so easy. It's like one person has an opinion, and I'm all about somebody having an opinion. We should all have varying opinions on things. We should be able to talk about those things um, like adults. And it's okay if people don't agree. That's fine. It's when the next person comes in, where is that productive? Where do we go from that? Where does it take us? Because honestly, it doesn't move us forward. It actually moves us backwards. My father used to always say, you know, don't wrestle with the pig. You both get muddy. And the people looking on always wonder who the pig really is, right? And that's just, it's been with me since I was a little girl. And I try and remember that I don't want to get muddy. I don't want to get dirty because it isn't productive. It doesn't take you places. And I don't understand why people are so protective of the plate. Um, there's plenty of food for everybody, and and kind of in that middle area. Just because just because you have the tools to do something doesn't mean you can do it great. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's true. So you're over here and you're protecting these things. Someone might be able to do it better than you, but the only thing that matters is you and how you're doing your own work. And if you're putting out a great product and you're confident and you're building relationships with your customers, you really shouldn't have to worry about anything else. I mean, that's just it's very it's gotten worse, and it's unfortunate because I think that uh, people are noticing it, but I think it's just a small population of very loud people versus a huge community that all feels negatively. I think that sometimes they just overshadow like the really like the pretty positive people that we really maybe aren't being able to see. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
it's
ahead,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we, we've been in this community for quite some time, like over 10 years. And we've definitely seen, a lot of folks come, we've seen a lot of folks go. Um, and it's been an interesting journey. I, we've worked with a lot of competitors in another industry. A while back, especially pre-COVID, epoxy what like took off to an extent where it was absolutely nuts, right? And everybody was like onboarding tumblers, and everybody was getting like the same tumbler, like they all looked the same and this and that, and it got interesting because I remember MakerFlo, we had a couple of tumblers that looked similar to this competitor, but then we got something different and they got it and things like that. But at the end, what we found out was that we both were growing, and the community appreciated it, and we did too, because we were growing at such a fast pace that we were selling out, and we were recommending the other competition, so we wouldn't like we wouldn't endanger the relationship with the customer. Like, hey, just go here and like just support them, and then like we come back and you can come back to us, right? So I definitely think there are opportunities um, to go back and forth and do it properly and correctly. And um, you know the competitor and us, believe it or not, we ended up going out. We ended up going to dinner, spending time together, and to some respect, we became friends and stuff. So it's kind of like what you're saying. It's like that. Even though the products were same and stuff, I think the intentionality there was that we both wanted to help the industry and the makers grow. And the focus was not as much as you know if it was protectable, then the thing is protected. Like I mentioned to you guys that we have patents, so it's not like I don't
sure.
believe in patents, right? We don't want people to copy things that are patented and patentable, right?
Hmm.
Right. And that's something that we definitely understand now. So you'll see MakerFlow coming out with a lot more patents, because that's what we're going after. I think I could definitely speak for this. MakerFlow is coming out with a lot of products that already kind of exist as well, right? But we're coming out with it with our own spin, and we're coming out with it with a completely different price point.
Right.
Like, for example, we have passport wallets. Our passport wallets are like 50% more expensive than what's out there. Now, there's other passport wallets out there. It looks similar, but we're definitely making sure that we're adding as much value as possible, so it's just not copied and pasted.
Right.
And I think that's super important as a community. To not copy, but I mean, if it's something similar, at least add your twist value to it. And if somebody feels which way, have a conversation about it and be like, hey, what can we do to make it better for the whole community? And I think that's kind of how you move forward. And yeah, I think making friends in a community and an industry together, it has a lot more value than getting guns and knives and trying to fight it and duke it out with each other. Um, like I said, we've already been through this, and our philosophy has been very simple: it's to cater to the maker. So, for us in the past, not in this industry, but a different industry, if you want to come out with a pitchfork, a knife, and a gun, and you want to duke it out, for MakerFlow, we went past that without drama
Yeah.
because we didn't focus on that, right? So if you want to fight and focus and yell and scream and do it, go for it, do it everywhere. But at the end of the day, the maker is going to come through and they're going to be like, okay, well, I see that they have similar products, but it's actually not. It's like they have a whole different twist. It's
Right.
better. It's not copied. Before the competitor came out with a passport book, there was another passport book. Before the
Right.
laser industry had a koozie, there was another koozie,
Right.
right? So it's not like somebody in the industry came up with something different. So as long as you have added value, added your own twists and things like that, I think support each other and see what you can do. I mean, it's there's a lot of simplicity to it, but I think we get caught up and make it more complicated than it needs to be. And keep in mind that we're here sitting here with the lights on because of the maker. So if you get in your fields and think that you're some omnipotent god that will survive anything and everything, you're servicing the maker, and make sure you're servicing the maker, and don't get caught up in drama and things like that.
You,
Actually,
you
just
can't lose sight of it. Yeah.
yeah, and funnily enough, again, I've been in this industry so long. We talk about there's enough fish in the sea, right? And so it's so funny to me because there's so many people that say it's a saturated market. Like there's so many people in it. We have to duke it out. I'll tell you a story today. I had a client walk in, and I had no idea. Like, I kind of had an idea on who this client was, and he started talking about his, what he does, what they do, and what the company it is. And they're in the personalization industry, and they're more in the promo. And he was talking, and he was just like, "Yeah, like we're in the promo industry, and blah blah blah, and this and that." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And I'm like, "Man, you must be getting killed by all the makers coming in, all these smaller machines." And he's like, "What? There's a whole community of small machines?" I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, "Oh, we're growing." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, we did like $550 million last year." I'm like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "You're telling me there's one company out there doing promo that just did $550 million in business?" When you hear things like that, you really get perspective that there's more food out there than you can imagine. And if we all collectively work together to make the industry better, everyone just has more to eat. It's just that having your blinders on and fighting with each other just gets you nowhere. So it's quite simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to like. I think competition is also healthy, right? Because competition, you can't just have one without the other. So you can't have
Correct.
no competition because then you have nothing. Then you have nothing that brings any value, right? It turns into the same thing over and over.
Mhm.
So I think that a little bit of competition is good, but I also think that you have to have the mindset to be able to grow. And I see that it looks like, hey, Richard, looks like you're on here about corporate orders. So, Kristen, feel free to tap in too. But uh, how do we define large corporate orders? So, I would say that's up to the maker. A large corporate order for me would not be necessarily a large corporate order for somebody else. We have the throughput to handle, a couple hundred tumblers in a day, right? So we can knock out that in no time. Whereas somebody with one laser in their basement, that may be a 3-week task. So I think that depends on who it is. And then how we tap into other makers. We originally had a couple people that we just knew and did a few things for us. That was when we first started, when we had like one X Tool S1. So if we had a big order, we had them help out. Now the only thing we really contract out sometimes is embroidery because we only have one embroidery machine. So especially like hat embroidery orders, because I do talk about this and other things. Like I don't want to be the person that tells a customer no, and it's just not something like that's what they're going to remember. So if they come
Yeah.
in and they say, "Hey, can you do 100 hats?" and I need them done within like 2 weeks, I can't do that. I probably could, if we wanted to work around the clock, but I can't do that. So I go to a contract embroiderer that I know that's also local. But yeah, the rest of it, I think it depends on the maker. What are your thoughts?
I would agree with that. As far as like how do you define it? If I only had one laser that wasn't super fast, to me it could be 50 cups. I could be really happy with that. I don't necessarily I certainly don't measure success by like that volume of a single order, because I know that I can flip them pretty quickly and grow through, expanding. But yeah, we can do a couple hundred in a day easily too, because we've built the equipment to kind of support us through it. But honestly, we have a laser that's down right now, and that's my ace in the hole when it comes to like my corporate like logo tumbler laser. It's been down for a little while. So thank goodness we have other ones. And if we didn't, I'd be calling upon some friends to come in, friends that I have made in the community. And so you talk about how do you vet them? It's people that show up every day and deliver results, and they have a good attitude about it. To me, that's what matters. And they have the capabilities and like the capacity to do it, because they might be super busy too. So you always want to have a few people kind of in the hopper that can hop in and help, because you never know when something is going to go awry and you need that support. But yeah, I just kind of look at their work. I know what a shiny cup's supposed to look like, and make sure that that it would look similar to what the customer would receive if I was doing the work. That's super important.
Yeah,
I'll
that
just won't
can usually
sleep
tell.
if I can't find somebody with the same quality, because I'm picky, and we all should be. I just won't sleep. I'll find a way to stay up and work in shifts if I have to make sure, because that's the most important thing to me, is the quality that my customer receives.
Yeah, especially if
Yeah.
it goes out with your name on it, right? I
Yeah.
think that if you're subcontracting that work out and you're giving it to somebody, and he asked what's your vetting process, and I think you were answering that, but
Mhm.
same thing here, right? A lot of the times it would be someone that I've seen their work on social media, or if they're local, I've seen it in person.
Right.
Um, so you just get a sample, check it out,
And
go
make
from
sure their packaging, if this would be, make sure their packaging is good. Make sure that their cleanup is good. That they've properly made sure that, like, if they've used a spray on a cup, and we're picky, we spray it, we wipe it with blue, and then we spray it with Dawn Power Wash Apple Scent. It's the best, just so you know. And we make sure that it's nice and clean, because I don't want it to smell like blue when the customer opens the cup. So it's not just what the cup looks like; it is how it's packaged and how it's going to arrive that also matters too. So it's a full process of kind of what you look at. You can make beautiful cups, but if you can't package them and get them there in one piece, we kind of, there's an issue. John knows about packaging. You don't get better packaging than MakerFlo.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
There's no
And
question.
I think that's a great question. We actually give out leads here and there because MakerFlow, we have so many other blank products. So what happens is a lot of folks will find us, like end users, and they'll be like, "Hey, I need to make 100 of this, 50 of this, and I want to use your products." And if they need that help, like we'll pass along like the orders to other folks. So we've given everything from 500 units to 50 units to 25 units, and I do have a select group of makers that I go to. So one thing I definitely look for, like for someone that's doing this, especially for corporate orders, is that I make sure that they have reviews. That's like a big thing for me, because if you have gone to the lengths of having Google reviews or reviews on our website, especially with photos or videos, it means that you're doing something right. That an end user or customer decided to go and felt the need to go leave a review is like a huge benchmark for me, is how good of a business you were to cater to them. I think that's huge for me. Also, understanding what machines you have makes a huge difference for corporate orders, because speed is important, and for corporations, speed is very important. And a lot of times, you think corporations are like very organized, but it is not the case. You'd be shocked at the crazy things that we've had to pull off. So understanding that you have production machines is very important to me. Like if like I need to know that if I give you something, and like for example, I've had Marriott in my inbox. We've done stuff for Facebook, Toyota. We've worked with like the Fortune 500s, 100. We've done it all, right? And like the requirements, and especially the QA, attention to detail, super important, because these guys they know who they are. They'll reject things, right? And so it's super important how much care you put into that.
Yep.
And I really like to see photos of finished products,
Mhm.
and seeing consistency, seeing that you're a little bit on social media. So it really gives me an idea on if you're promoting wholesale and things like that, and you've done it before, because a lot of times newer businesses that might not have done higher volume, it's a bit of a different workflow. And what I'm talking about is like a lot of folks that haven't done wholesale don't know how to ship the boxes properly, or don't have negotiated rates, or they have not used the right software to calculate their rates. And so we've ran into these problems before, where they're like, "Oh my God, I'm trying to ship a case of tumblers and it's $83." I'm like, please do not quote that. I will send you the label for $18.
Right.
Do not quote the $83, please. Right. So I think there's a lot of nuances with that. And I think over the years, like if I was to write it down, there'd be a lot more. But I think the vetting process is important. And what I would say is that make sure that whatever makes you happy as far as like what you would do for that client, write it down and make sure you see that in the person that you're giving it to, because there's no reason you should pick someone otherwise, right? So if you're quoting $83 and you give it to somebody that'll quote $83, that might be okay with you. But I know that I can get that case shipped for 18. Like it's important that they don't quote $83 because at the end of the day, it's a reflection of what I would give, right? So I think writing down I think the best answer is writing down what you would do for that corporate client and making sure you find someone that can basically deliver the same thing.
Right.
So hopefully that was helpful.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree too. Where are we at? Man, we talked community, we talked competition.
Yeah, we talked about making like realizing that someone may be, just to kind of shore it up, I think we really kind of just covered indirectly that someone may be in your community, nearby, local, or across the country that you could deem competition. They're doing the same thing, but they really are your community and they can help you if, like for me, if I had a backlog and I couldn't keep up and I needed to vet it out. Or like you said, John, you have these things that come into your inbox and you have a select group of makers that you work with. That is community, and that's the forefront of it all. I think that's the most important piece. I was talking to my husband the other day, even if someone was making a comment in a group regarding um, settings or helping somebody, and they didn't want to help them. Oftentimes you'll find that in their response, it's somehow helpful because it's what we do. We do somehow always divulge that information, whether it be if someone comes in and is a bit snarky and says, well, you can't do it this way. You're doing it wrong. It should be done like this. You kind of just gave some community. You kind of just helped somebody. It may come across a little negative, but at the end of the day, we really do all help each other in some fashion. And that's the most important, because the reality is most people don't know what the person down the street is doing. Hell, your neighbors don't even know what you're doing. Let's be honest. Your neighbors don't know what you do for a living. So there's plenty of room in this world for all of us. And the world is my customer. I don't know about you. I sell worldwide. I know you do. You guys both do, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely. Yeah.
there's plenty of people. We've
Yeah.
got this. There's enough for everybody, and in fact, we could probably afford a few more because there's some people coming in that are buying crickets today. Today's their first day they bought a cricket. Remember your first day? I met a girl this week in one of my demos who got a glow forge in the fall, and she's so excited about it, and I'm excited for her. But there's also people that bought a glow forge in 2017 and
Yeah.
have moved on to different things. There's a cycle, and it's always going to be a cycle, and there's room for all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the biggest learning that I've gotten, because it's been a very big struggle like for us in the last 10 years. There's been a lot of ups and downs. So like this is like public knowledge, but for example, last year MakerFlo lost $2 million, right? And it's a big sum of money, and it really puts life in perspective. Because um, MakerFlo for Mark and I is all passion. Like we really want to help the maker community. Because we should have probably quit last year, right? We should just shut it down and left. Because like why would you continue, right? And it's this urge to make sure that the maker community that we joined that serviced us in the early years, that we give something back to it for sure, right? And that's what we're hell bent on, and we've been stubborn and we've been told to stop and like don't put yourself through this, and we're like, no, we're gonna do what we can to come out and make sure the maker community really pulls through and pulls out, and we can do the best we can.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like going through all that, it's just it just really puts things in perspective. It just simplifies things, and the amount we get copied is insane. And now what I do is in fact totally different. So if I get copied, I've met people from China that have copied, and what I tell them is like, listen, if you're going to copy me, at least Like I'm like, okay, you don't have to stop selling. If it's not patented, I'm not gonna come after you. You copy me, you copy me. I can't do anything, right? But at least make it better.
Yeah.
Like give me a challenge. Like make it better. Don't copy me and come out with the same thing. Like I'll challenge you, come out with the same product, but do it better. Right. And like they're like, really? Like like yeah, do it, at least do it better. Like don't copy me. Come on.
Right.
And so you know, always trying to think of how to flip any situation into a positive one. And I've always been like, do it better for the maker. Even if you make a better product cheaper than us, at least do it better. Challenge me. I'll challenge you right back. And
Yeah.
I think when we do that, we all grow. And like that's been the positioning. So like I said, like it's quite simple. And it competition, you know, fighting it all the people that fought with us, like they're not here anymore because they were so focused and hell bent on something, everything but themselves, right? And just focus on yourself, know your mark, know who you're trying to service, know who you're servicing, know who you are, and this, you know, community competition. Know that it's just the community.
Yeah.
There's no competition. It's just the community, guys, and that's really what it is. Just be in the community, help the community grow. It'll help you grow. There's no competition. There's just partners. That's how I look at it. You guys are just all partners in this big game, and it's a web of we're just a web of spiders that are just building a bigger spider web, you know, and we just become stronger that way, and that's just the outlook. So yeah.
Imagine a world where we decided that no one else can open a burger joint because we've got enough burgers. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not how things work. You know what I
Or
mean?
if Target never came along because Walmart already existed and they went into a Walmart once, right?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
copied me.
Like,
What?
and what's interesting is just because Target came onto the corner there, didn't put Walmart out of business. Not at all.
Yeah.
In fact, they
It's
probably both do
interesting.
more sales.
They do.
Because you
They do.
offered more. There's more opportunity. You'd be surprised how it actually can help someone else grow. You know, was McDonald's the first? I don't know, because there's Burger King, Wendy's, you know, all these other places. And then there's regular small businesses that open like a little burger joint. Are they not allowed to do that? Maybe they're using their own spin on things, and that makes it okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it's funny because when it comes to law and stuff, you know, we've gotten cease and desist, we've gotten all kinds of stuff, we've been involved in law stuff like quite a bit, and at the end of the day, like on some of the things we had done, like on some of the stuff that happened, it cost more than what the actual lawsuit was about, and so it kind of doesn't become worth it, right? So in our mindset, the way we go is like, okay, if someone is copying us, like what, like am I going to fight this for 2 years and what's going to happen of it, you know? And I'm talking about just copying products and things like that. And for us, it's more like, you know what, just enable them to do something better, you know? And if anything, like I go out there and I challenge myself to make a better product and design a better product. So yeah, because you know what, lawsuits is a big drainer. Besides your bank account, like you as a person, it'll suck you into a deep dark hole, and it's just not worth it on many fronts. So you just have to really pick that battle very carefully. So even if you could do a lot, doesn't mean that there's value in it in the long term. So yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you can do it better, then you know you can do it better. So, like you mentioned, just go back, focus on what you were doing, and really just worry about. I feel like people should worry about themselves and try to help people out instead of, like, I see a lot of gatekeeping in a bunch of these communities. Like, I totally respect educational memberships and things like that. I know that a lot of people do sell education. It's a huge part of their thing. But if someone else wants to provide education and help the community, you know, that's also respectable. If they would just want to help people and not charge a monthly fee for it. So I don't know. I feel like we beat a dead horse for a long time on this. Usually we go into a burner return next. Do you have anything? So John, okay, burner return. Quick verdict on something. It doesn't have to be a maker product. It can be a trend, a topic, or anything. We'll let you go last if you want to think about it. Burn is, it's worth it. You know, we're gonna hype it up, buy it. Awesome product, awesome trend, whatever. Return it is no thanks. Overhyped, don't like it. Everybody can have their own opinion on it. Kristen, I'm gonna let you go first this time because I went first last
Okay.
time.
So only because I've been personally victimized by this whole situation, um, I'd like to return the fact that, and maybe it's a me thing or maybe it's a system setting, but why can I not go live, like share my screen on a Facebook live? Why can I not share my screen? Why can I not figure that out? I want to return that because I embarrassed myself last Sunday. I went live in my group and I was just going to share my screen twice. Couldn't figure it out. So I had to like take a picture and then I like shut it was so awful. I've got to get my hands around that. But yeah, I'm done. I'm the, why can I not have the normal functionalities? You want me to go live? I have to fill out this whole form to get there, and then I can't share my screen. So maybe that's just a vent I needed to get off my chest. Maybe I just want to return the whole experience. I don't know, but that's where I'm at.
Facebook is super restrictive on
Oh my
live.
god.
Like you can't we can go live here onto a Facebook page or a profile, but not into a group. So like you can go live onto a page or a profile and then you can share that link into your group and they can go click on it. But you can't go live into a group anymore on Facebook.
It's ridiculous. I just want to share my
It's
screen.
crazy.
That's all I wanted to do.
Well, I'm going all in on Mexico because we're going to Mexico this weekend and I'm excited. So I feel like we've been a ton of times. So what we're doing is there's this place called Bacalar Lagoon in Costa Maya. Well, it's actually not in Costa Maya. It's further south, but we go there like every couple years. There's a company there that is fantastic. We're friends with the owner now because we've gone so many times. And every year we just do something different. But this is the first year that the kids have gone to this port. Usually we take them on a vacation, then we go somewhere else. So we bounce back and forth. But I think it's going to be super exciting. So all in on like supporting a local business whenever you can, I guess is what I'm saying, because we don't go through a huge tour company. We don't do any of that. This is a local family owned business that we've just been working with for so many years. They know us like family and it's going to be exciting. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'd love I'm excited for you because I don't think I've taken a vacation in like 2 3 years. So it's exciting to hear other people are going out there and enjoying themselves. So that's cool. Um, I would have to say that social media posting. Oh man, like I wish that would go away.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm okay with posting, but these algorithm changes and what it wants and how much you have to feed it is like absolutely like it's berserk and it's so confusing. We posted like 300 pieces of content last month, and I'm like, why? And it's like, and you hear back like it's not enough, and I'm like, I'm quite sure it's enough. No one wants to see my face over and
10
over again.
times a
Get it,
day.
get. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Like, yeah, and it's all cross-platform, so it might only be like twice on one platform, but it's different content. It's all kind of. I mean, it's like you need like a whole team and to come up with that many ideas and having an editing team and my goodness, like I don't even know what I'm in business for anymore. It's like making content half the time. It's nuts. So
It's
I'd love to
exhausting.
return that. And I hate it when the algorithms change. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like,
That's
oh, you
crazy.
don't need 300 videos. You only need 50 now, but they have to be perfect. It's like, oh, great.
They
Now
have to
what's
be
that mean?
exactly 17 seconds long.
Exactly. And that's actually yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first 5 seconds are important, and then yeah, it's crazy. So
I'm going to answer a couple of these questions real quick because I misspoke. I knew what I meant. I didn't say what I meant. So you can go live into a Facebook group directly. I meant to like share your screen and go live like through this app, through our streaming service. We can share our screen, right? We can
Right.
go live, but we
Right.
cannot go live from here into a group through an API. It has to be done by a person. And when you go live as a person, you cannot share your screen.
Right.
So bit of a confusion there. And then someone asked also, I don't know why you're showing up as me, Kristen.
I don't know either. I
We'll have to
noticed
figure that
that.
out. And
I
maybe
was
it's
like,
because we're
I've got
both
to
logged
stop.
into this account. We were testing stuff.
You know,
Maybe I don't know. But
it was a me thing.
anyway, that was Kristen that typed that. I don't know why it says Eric.
Yeah, that's totally me. So I'm the one who couldn't. That was my burn it. So I was the one who couldn't figure it out. Yep.
So next week, first of all, John, thanks for coming on. I know we're out of
Yes.
time.
Thank
We
you.
have 1 minute left, but thanks for coming on. I'm super excited to see what you guys have going at next level. So last year was my first year at Next Level. I went to you guys' booth and I got a free laser engraved luggage tag that was holographic. That thing was awesome. So we sell a ton of those now, by the way.
Nice.
The luggage tags are super popular, especially the packaging on those. I think
So,
Yeah.
the premium angle really goes a long way. But
mm,
super excited for what you have. And next week we have Catherine Ewers. Of course, we're talking about Christmas in July and August because it'll be the week. It'll be, well, no, wait, it'll still be July, right? It'll be July 30th. It won't be in August.
will it be?
No, what's today? Today's the 23rd.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so we're still in July. It's still Christmas in
Fine.
actual July. We're fine.
We're fine. Still
So we're
relative.
talking about Q4 prepping and all that goes into that and why Catherine does it, because she does a crazy Christmas in July every year. Anything else you guys had to mention?
No, start your countdown for Christmas on that episode.
Yeah, we should.
I thought we
I
rolled
know. I
out
thought.
countdowns.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
we
you didn't. Yeah, we're. I'm gonna start a countdown for Next Level, and put that on the-
Just because
tag
just
you in it.
because I'm a little bit ready, so I'm okay with it. But don't do it when it's like 30 days away, because that's when it gets super stressful.
It does. It does. And you
Yeah.
never know when Q4 is going to hit like really hard. So you really do have to be prepared, because sometimes it's, a little earlier than others, and sometimes you wait and boom, it hits, and then it's a little more gas than you were expecting. So it is really truly better to be prepared for it so you're not scrambling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good
Well,
stuff.
thanks for having me. This is a good and interesting topic, and it's an evolving one, and not only in the maker community, but I think as a whole, even when you look at the bigger guys. So it's very intriguing, interesting, and just a little quick to end it. We're on a lot of we're trying to been getting on channels like Amazon and Walmart and things like that. And it's so funny because Amazon did the Prime thing, and now Walmart literally like took that to heart and copied and pasted it. So now Walmart has started like a basically an Amazon Prime version of Walmart, and I think Target's going to get in on it as well. So I think they're realizing now, instead of going after each other, it's like, hey, this is like, people are expecting this. So like now it's like, let us all offer like a version of our version of it, and it's been absolute hell to get on and do everything. But it's been very interesting to watch from that space how like they're just kind of all just like, you know what, screw it, like we're just gonna all do it and make everyone's life easier. And I think to end it, that's basically what it's all about. is yeah. So and that's kind of how we look at products as well, and things like that. But yeah, good topic, ever evolving topic for sure. If you talked about this 10 years ago, it would be a whole different conversation. But things have definitely changed.
No, it'll be different again next year too. So
Yeah.
yep.
We'll have to talk about it some more because I feel like there's a lot. But anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Kristen, I will see you next week. John, we'll be in touch. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
And thanks everybody for tuning in. If you have comments, drop them, of course, and we'll check them.